Hello guys, good evening. This is Life Issue. This is Blessing. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Now, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please help us hit the red button so that you can get the news once we upload it. Right, so yesterday night, maybe around 8 o'clock, someone sent me the video of the girl, the little girl, 16-year-old girl, who accused the Commissioner of Environment, Ogun State. Now, when I saw that video, because it was a minor, I wanted to talk about it. So I did a blog. I didn't even sleep. I just had to wake up and do the blog because I felt, that story was something we all needed to hear about. And it was a learning curve because I wanted children to be very careful. All right, so I want to tell you guys that the story don't change, okay? We don't know what has happened between her telling her story and today, because apparently I'm going to be giving you guys an update to the story, and the story is twisted. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the video. I'll blur the girl's face of the girl changing her story, and also her dad changing the story. Then we'll come back and we'll analyze what we think happened, what happened here. So listen to her changing her story.
My name is Melodia Kumbarakat. You can recall that I was the young lady in the viral video about sexual harassment by the Commissioner for Environment in Ogun State. I'm using this opportunity to thank all meaningful Nigerians that show their support and love towards this matter. And I want you to know that there were few misconceptions and misunderstanding between I and the Commissioner. And I now want to use this opportunity to appeal to meaningful Nigerians to please allow this matter to rest. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Nigerians. I am Melujuekun Adeshola Mansour, the biological father to Melujuekun Barakat, who is in the news recently about a sexual harassment between her and the currently serving Commissioner for Environment in Ogun State, in person of Honorable Abiodun Abudu Balogun. I want to thank the media for their doggedness and aggressive support to make sure that justice prevails. I discovered that there were a few misconceptions and misunderstanding along the line between my daughter and the Honorable Commissioner. And having discovered this, I deem it fit to come to the public and inform Nigerians and the international community that this matter should be allowed to be laid to rest. As a father to Melujuekun Barakat, I'm using this opportunity as well to appeal to Nigerians and international community and media too, that I don't have interest in this matter again. I'm withdrawing my case, and I want them as well to support me the same way they did in the beginning of this matter. Thank you very much. I am very grateful for the show of love and support.
All right, guys. So that's what happened. The story it don't become something else. When I saw the story yesterday, I did say, if this is true, I kept saying, if this is true, and alleged, because I had a sixth sense that these people will later change their story. Now, we know a commissioner of environment whose office is in a motor park, that automatically means that he should be one of the touts or one of the area. But I don't know what a commissioner of environment office is in a motor park, because that's where the girl said she saw him. Okay, now when I was watching the girl talk, the first thing that came to my mind was, these people are being intimidated, they are being threatened, and they have been cajoled, or maybe they have been given money to change their story. Because if you can remember, the governor actually suspended this man. And then a day after the governor suspended this man, the story changed. All right, so I tried to look at what people are saying about the story and if people actually believe that this did not happen. So now this is someone's comment about the story. And the person is saying, Yoruba betrayal. And everybody, I'm going to just show you just few different people's view of this story. And from what you can see what people are saying, that this is it. So this person thinks is a double mouth speaker. They have been, that actually have been settled. The same person, another person said, threat, Nigeria's most powerful weapon. So most people on social media who are reacting to this story actually believe that this family, they have been intimidated or they have been threatened. And some people actually said that if this girl didn't change her story, that it could have been death or they could have killed her. Because you know what political ambition is. This man might one day become Ogun State governor, because these people are deadly. These people are deadly. They would do anything to keep that political position. And now this is a girl about to ruin his political ambition. Of course, her family, of course, they will go after her. This brings me to what I have been talking about lately about our society and about the fact that we do not have those institutions in place that will strengthen our society. I'm going to give you guys an example of what would have happened if this is the UK. A girl, a minor, alleges that a man that age molested her, was trying to rape her. The first thing is not even going to be a family case anymore. By now, there is a police case. There's an investigation going on. People are into this. They want to know what's happening. It goes outside the family domain. Now, for this case to still be in the family domain, for the father to think that he can come and tell Nigerians that we should just forget about it, we should not talk about it. Who do they think we are? That we are fools, that we cannot with our own senses judge what has happened or make up our mind what has actually happened. I mean, you don't need an afar. You don't even need a priest to tell you what is going on here. Of course, the dad also, remember, the girl said that the dad's brother is a mayor. So they are all political people. They're all in the game together. Of course, we know. Now, but my question is, where are those institutions that safeguards children? Where are those NGOs that should take up this case? Where are those political politically conscious people, like people who have a little bit of conscience, okay, that can say, no, this child, it has alleged this person did this. We want to know what happened. We want to investigate it. Where are the children's rights organization? Why would this particular story, people feel that they can just bury it like that? When a minor is involved, when I see this kind of a story and people come up and say, oh, leave my child, I'm like, no. That is why child protection is in place in the Western world. We have child protection, okay, the Children Charter in the UK. See, if a child alleges something, that case automatically leaves the domain of the family because of certain things that have happened. Parents can maltreat a child, family member can maltreat a child, so a child can be intimidated. A child can be cajoled into changing her testimony. That is why we have this law in place. But apparently we don't have it in Nigeria. This child what will she do? If she says she will not change the story, of course, they will threaten her, they won't pay her school fees. Or they might even do worse things to her. These are arboros, for crying out loud. How will she fight with motopark touts? She lives in the same domain. This is her home. This is her community. How is she going to fight these people? These are powerful. I mean, when I saw this, thank God it's not only me talking. This is all over. People are saying the same thing. I mean, all I'm saying is saying what is in people's mind. Okay. These are what people are saying on social media. I've gone to different social bloggers and people are saying the same thing. We don't believe, I'm going to say we don't believe that this family, they are changing their mind because there is no evidence. If the dad is saying that something came up, something happened, why don't they tell us what happened? If they're saying there was something with the story, tell us what is the story. Why would you guys think you can play the Nigerian public and the Nigerian people like this? I spent 2 hours yesterday talking about this, editing it, and then now you now come and tell me that we cannot forget it all. This man needs to be held accountable. And Ogun people, if you guys let this guy go, that means you guys are supporting a pervert. I'm telling you, it means you guys are actually involved in this kind of immorality in your state. I'm waiting for Ogun State Governor to say something about this story. Let him come up and say that this little child lied. Then the child and the family should be held accountable. We cannot just throw this under the bus and then it's gone. No. If we do that as a society, what it means is that we are saying that this girl lied, this girl did not say the truth, and of course, what it means is that the family intentionally wanted to bring this guy down, so there must be a legal case. There must be a legal case. Which way? So, for me, yeah, legality is important. Bringing a situation to the final conclusion is important. That is the only way a society learns. So if this girl had framed this guy up, we need it come to a legal conclusion. The family, if the family had told her what to say, like some people are saying on social media, then the family needs to pay. There needs to be a consequence for every action. So if the action is from the girl, she did the wrong thing, the family that told her to say that, the political opponent that told her to say that, then there must be consequence. But if what this man did is what she said, then there must be legal consequence. There must be consequence. We can't. And the next thing we hear is that the mother of the person starts saying, just forgive him. What kind of a society are we in? What kind of a society without conscience? Where money buys everything. Money buys your daughter's humiliation, dignity. I can't understand where we are heading to. Is money everything in our society? Can you take away your daughter's, dignity, her ability to be trusted? So when she grows up now, they'll be calling her that she lied about the commissioner. You want her tagged as a liar just because of money. Anyway, as this story develops, I'll keep updating you guys, because I just don't think that this girl, she's doing what she's doing with her mind correct. I think something is happening. She's just playing to the piper. People are telling her what to do, and whether is for or against the commissioner, we don't know yet. But this matter should not be swept under the carpet. Please, any advocate, anybody that fights for children's rights, you need to come up and find out what actually happened. We need to know what. All right, I don't know what you guys think about this story. Just drop your comment. Let's talk about it. I've said my own thoughts. So this is my own analysis of what happened. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this commissioner is actually intimidating this family, or he has already bribed them, giving them money, or this girl is afraid of her life and she's changing her story? Or do you think it's his political opponent that actually made this girl do what she did or say what she said? We don't know yet. What I'm here is to just present the story as it happens. Different side of the story, I go present them. But these are what people are saying. People are actually strongly believing that this girl is saying what she's saying now under duress. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop your comment, and please don't forget to please subscribe to my channel. God bless you. Bye-bye.